The royal family has just delivered shocking news that no one expected. After years of carefully guarding their privacy and managing polished public statements,
long minutes,
the palace finally
gates
confirmed
stood
sad
frozen.
information that has
Whispers
left the nation
spread
in
like
disbelief and
wildfire.
sorrow.
Cameras
This
tilted
moment
toward the
marks one of
balcony
the most
in fear.
difficult chapters in
And
royal
then,
history, raising urgent questions about the monarchy's future. What really happened behind palace walls? The truth, as it turns out, is both somber and unsettling. Whispers that once lingered quietly grew louder than tradition itself. A surprise announcement shattered routine, turning a normal morning into tense silence. The royal press secretary appeared pale, forcing calm while delivering a blunt statement that stunned
words
the
that
world.
shattered every expectation.
Almost immediately, speculation
Her announcement
exploded.
wasn't about politics,
Was it a health crisis,
nor about tradition,
an
but about the
abdication,
people dearest to her
or
heart.
something far more complex? Few were ready for what followed. Cameras captured the family's unease. Prince William's jaw tightened as though containing a storm. Catherine managed her usual composure, but could not mask hints of worry. King Charles appeared frail and distant, while Queen Camilla was conspicuously absent. Their silence, their lack of appearances or updates, only deepened the mystery.
Revealed left the nation in stunned
Charles's
silence.
health was worse than the public
The air
realized.
outside Kensington was
Rumors
heavy,
of decline
as
had
though
circled
time
for
itself
months,
had paused.
and now they were
Journalists who had
Then came another unexpected turn. William and Catherine introduced the Diana Initiative, officially framed as reform but carrying much deeper significance. I've been preparing for this for the last 6 months. We can't go wrong with Charles on my side, William declared. By naming the project after the late Princess Diana, who died on August 31st, 1997, yet remains beloved for her
anticipation
honesty
of a minor
and
royal
compassion,
update
they tied
suddenly
her legacy
sensed the
directly
shift.
to them.
They could see it in
Monarchy's
Catherine's
future.
posture, in the
The
way her
public's reaction
usually
was
steady
immediate and
hands
emotional.
gripped the
Social media revived old clips of Diana visiting hospitals and speaking with warmth that had defined her. Many saw the initiative as a new beginning, though it placed Camilla in a difficult position after years of carefully crafting her image since becoming queen in 2023. Her absence spoke volumes. Was she keeping her distance strategically, or was she being edged aside by shifting dynamics? Insiders whispered that she
a prepared
opposed the
statement
plan,
crafted
fearing
by
it
palace
confused
aides.
the monarchy's
This was a
message.
mother who had come
Yet
to
with
deliver
Charles
something
weakened,
raw,
her influence
something so
appeared
personal
limited.
that even the monarchy's
William and
iron
Catherine stepped into the foreground, guiding discussions and managing the initiative themselves. Diana's image re-emerged everywhere. Her charities gained renewed attention, and her focus on mental health and compassion shaped each update. Meanwhile, Camilla's vulnerability grew. After years of steady work to secure her place, she now faced the risk of being overshadowed. Even as whispers of a post-Camilla era began to circulate,
Her voice trembled
is this
at
the
first,
start of a permanent
but
shift?
the tremor carried a
or
weight
only a
greater than
temporary
any
moment?
polished delivery
One truth is
could.
clear.
She wasn't
William
speaking
and
for the
Catherine
monarchy,
are stepping
nor
into history with purpose, weaving Diana's memory into today's monarchy and reshaping its story in real time. But big questions remain. Was this carefully planned, or has history simply come roaring back? What secrets still lie behind the crown? And how might they shape what comes next? Buckingham Palace, outwardly calm, hides a world of tension. The polished statements mask deeper unrest.
she was speaking for
Charles's
George,
declining
Charlotte,
health is
and
only
Louis,
one piece of
her
the
children, her heart,
Power is
the reason
shifting
she
within
stood
the
there at
family
all.
itself.
And in that tremble
Insiders
was a
speak of
truth that
restless
no
nights,
crown
tense meetings, and a king who projects strength in public but is haunted by regrets in private. The Diana Initiative. While officially his announcement is far more than charity work, to the public, it resurrects Diana's compassion and people's first spirit. For Charles, it reopens old wounds and reminders of mistakes long past. Yet Diana's influence thrives in her son and daughter-in-law. William's ambition and
The
Catherine's
press,
calm
caught
reassurance
between astonishment and
echo what the
disbelief,
world once admired
scrambled
in
to
her.
capture every
For Camilla,
word.
though, it
Reporters
is a
whispered
setback.
furiously to one another.
After years of rebranding herself, she now feels overshadowed again, her presence questioned. Her influence diminishing, rumors suggest that much of the initiative's direction comes not from Charles's advisors, but from William and Catherine themselves. If true, this signals a significant generational shift in leadership. For Charles, it must be painful. He began his reign with grandeur at Westminster Abbey in May 2023.
Of what they were hearing,
But now finds his
this
legacy
was not a carefully
tethered to the memory
calculated
of the
message,
woman he
not
once
the
wished
cold
the
voice
world
of
would
royalty
forget.
protecting its image.
The monarchy
No,
moves
this was a
forward,
plea.
but the critical question is no longer whether William will one day be king. It is what hidden challenges may surface in this new chapter of Britain's crown. Meanwhile, subtle but deliberate changes unfold within palace routines. Meetings once centered on Charles now highlight William. Reporters are increasingly focused on Kensington Palace rather than Clarence House, though no grand announcement has been made. The shift is undeniable.
Confession and a
William,
warning all
once
bound into
cautious and
one.
understated,
Catherine was
now
making
speaks
clear
with
that
gravity
something
and
had
foresight,
pushed her beyond the brink of
as though
silence,
strategizing
something
like a
so
general
grave
preparing
that she
for
would
battle.
risk.
It is not a hostile takeover. It feels organic. Yet to those watching closely, it is clearly intentional. Supporting him at every step is Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Her presence at hospitals, schools, and community events continues to resonate with authenticity. Unlike Queen Camilla, who relied on carefully managed appearances, Catherine has earned trust through genuine connection.
Itself.
Each warm
The
gesture
eeriness
only
of that
strengthens her
moment
image
lingered
as a
in the way
stable
her
pillar in the
words seemed to
monarchy.
hang over the courtyard,
The contrast is
echoing off
striking.
stone walls that had
Camilla,
long hidden
despite
royal.
her years of effort, is quietly fading from the spotlight. Her name appears less in headlines. Her photographs retreat from public spaces, and her charities receive dwindling attention. Some of her closest aides have stepped down, and whispers of isolation swirl even. Her private home in Wiltshire is said to be buzzing with gossip about suspected visitors and mysterious documents. Whether true or not, the impression is of a queen being nudged
Even
out
the
of
most
relevance.
seasoned royal
And
correspondents,
for someone who fought
veterans
so long
of
to
countless
secure her
press
place,
conferences,
fading
sat
away
with
may be
pens
more
still in
painful
hand,
than open criticism
stunned
at
by
the
the
same
intimacy
time.
of what
William and Catherine are redefining the monarchy with warmth, strategy, and purpose. Their growing influence reflects the same qualities that made Diana cherished worldwide. The Diana Initiative, honoring her compassion and drive, is rapidly becoming the centerpiece of this new era. Charles remains king, but many already view him more as a symbolic figurehead than an active shaper of the crown's future. For Camilla, the shift feels like exclusion.
with
For
wealth,
William
privilege,
and Catherine,
and ceremony.
feels like destiny.
But Catherine's
The
words
monarchy is
revealed
not
that behind
disappearing.
palace
It
walls,
is being rewritten
joy
in
was
quiet
often
but
eclipsed by
powerful
pressure.
ways. The crown endures, but its story, once firmly guided by Charles, is now being reshaped by the generation he raised. The monarchy is quietly reinventing itself. Its strength now rests on William and Kate's steady presence, not merely their titles. In this subtle power shift, the crown is not falling. It is simply being resized. The world is watching closely, questioning whether the next queen may
Nation
already be
realized
leading
with
in all
sudden
but name.
clarity
Yet,
that no crown,
what if silence
no
speaks
lineage,
louder than royal
no
titles?
portrait session could protect
Could
a
secrets be
child from
shaking the
pain.
family from within?
And in that
When silence outweighed crowns, Buckingham Palace made no grand announcements. Still, everyone knew something was happening. The unspoken message spread through the halls like a whisper. For King Charles, who had waited over 70 years for the crown, this silence was more powerful than any speech. Something important was clearly unfolding. Meetings increased, phones rang without pause, schedules changed.
Catherine's
And yet,
children
the king
ceased to be
felt left
royal
out of a
icons.
shift already underway.
They became human,
The Diana
vulnerable,
Initiative surfaced in the
heartbreakingly
news.
real.
At a movement
The
that
reaction
seemed
was
rebellious
immediate.
but was never framed that way. It thrust William and Catherine into the spotlight, while Charles lingered at the margins of his own reign. At first, Charles responded not with anger, but disbelief. Has compassion really become a strategy? He wondered. The tension reached a peak when he confronted William at Clarence House. Exhausted but firm, Charles demanded to know why he had been excluded and why the crown felt exposed.
Across the
without his
world,
say.
sympathy surged like a
replied
tidal
calmly,
wave.
"This
Social
isn't a
media
discussion.
platforms filled with
It's a
mothers and
strategy.
fathers
This
expressing
moment
rage and grief,
changed everything."
united.
Charles, bound by tradition, sought stability. William, meanwhile, Catherine's popularity, already high since the Diana Initiative launched in early 2024, soared higher. At first, she stayed quiet. Days later, at a modest event, she spoke. "This work isn't about the past. It's about the future we build together." Calm, composed, and assertive.
plea.
Her message
Global
shifted
headlines
attention
reframed the
entirely.
children's images,
It was more than
not
a
heirs to a
reply.
throne,
It was a
but
redefinition.
innocence trapped within it.
While Camilla seemed
Fear
bound
spread
to the
not
old
for the monarchy.
Catherine aligned herself with change. The public responded positively. Experts debated whether this was simply a difference in style or evidence of a deeper power struggle. The palace issued reassurances of unity, but whispers grew louder. Catherine was shaping discussions, guiding plans, and slowly redefining leadership. Two women with competing visions were emerging. The public was already choosing sides.
The children themselves.
But the whispers
What kind of future
did not stop
awaited
there.
them if even their
Tensions
mother
within
believed the
monarchy
institution
reached
could
further.
not shield them?
Drawing in
What
Princess
scars
Anne,
would they carry?
known for her composure and principle, Anne began showing open frustration. Was this family drama, or a threat to the institution itself? Anne now found herself challenging Camilla directly. To her, the monarchy exists to serve the people, and she would not tolerate even a queen undermining that. Camilla, however, was not easily pushed aside. Her resilience, sharpened by years of public criticism, clashed
Yet
with
Catherine's
Anne's
plea
blunt
was not
directness.
simply maternal.
Their conflict
It
carried
was a
history.
defiance of tradition
Decades
itself,
ago,
and that's
Anne
what
had
made
deep
the monarchy
feelings for Andrew
tremble.
Parker Bowles,
In a monarchy
but
built
royal
on
rules blocked their union. Camilla's ties to both Andrew and Charles only complicated matters. The frosty exchanges between Anne and Camilla today are not simply stubbornness. They are rooted in unresolved betrayals and decades of tension. Camilla's endurance stems from her struggle to gain acceptance. Anne's disapproval reflects years of mistrust. Now, as the world watches, their clashes raise fresh questions about loyalty and influence
Catherine
in the
broke the
monarchy.
oldest rule.
The monarchy
Never
has
let
always
private
survived
pain
scandals,
become public
but this moment
scandal.
feels different.
Her defiance
Its history
wasn't
is
subtle.
long,
It
its
was a
traditions
thunderclap.
deep. But now it faces internal rivalries and shifting alliances. At the center are two critical figures, Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. Their relationship is brittle, strained beyond public courtesies. This story stretches back to 1973, when Anne married Mark Phillips and Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles. Yet her heart and Charles's belonged elsewhere. By the time Charles wed Diana in
Her children
1981,
above the crown.
the triangle had already
She
caused
wasn't
deep
just
wounds.
breaking tradition.
For years, Camilla
She was tearing
vilified,
apart the
blamed
very
for Diana's
foundation
pain.
of royal
Public anger
obedience.
was fierce. Slowly, with careful charity work and quiet resilience, she rebuilt her image. Anne, by contrast, devoted herself to duty and never forgave Camilla fully. Even after Charles and Camilla's 2005 wedding, which the late queen approved, Anne remained distant, polite but cold. She even hinted Camilla could never be a true queen. Tensions seemed to ease in recent years, with fleeting smiles and guarded exchanges.
The monarchy
in
had
public.
thrived on
Yet
secrecy.
the old gap remained.
Scandals were buried,
Then came a
whispers
fresh spark.
silenced, and family
At the
struggles
University of
erased with a
London's Great
smile
Hall,
from the back.
Camilla was honored for her literacy work. The atmosphere was elegant, but charged. Camilla entered with grace, and serious expression never faltered. When Camilla offered Anne the chance to walk ahead, Anne declined, allowing Camilla to lead, a gesture small in action but heavy in meaning. Days later, the palace announced Camilla would miss a major event due to a chest infection. The timing raised eyebrows. Was it illness?
To expose
or
private
strategy?
suffering was to risk the wrath of an
Meanwhile,
institution
Anne
that
carried out
demanded
duties in
loyalty
New
at any
Brunswick,
cost.
fueling
Yet
talk
Catherine
of a clash
refused
with
to
Camilla
obey
over
that
values.
unwritten law.
Anne champions duty and order. Camilla seeks to bolster her image. Speculation is rising. Whispers of legal troubles, power struggles, and deep rifts. They may fade away, or they may push the monarchy into its greatest internal crisis yet. Behind every public smile, every absence, every carefully chosen word, lies a shadow. The question lingers. Is the monarchy now facing its most
Forward,
dangerous test from
unfiltered,
within?
her words unapproved, her voice uncensored. In that moment, she shattered protocol with the simple declaration, more than the monarchy's spotless image. It was a statement no advisor could polish, no king could retract, and no behind the gilded doors, the